Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Tuesday, August 9th, 2016. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you from Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies, white blue waters, sandy beaches, absolutely gorgeous to this morning. And I gotta tell you, it's a little hot. Yep, day's starting hot. It's currently 7:27:22 seconds in Thailand, and it would be 19:27 and 28 seconds on Wall Street. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Sorry about that little blurb there. Forgot to turn off my news. Oh, that's all right. Okay, traders. Well, we'll talk about yesterday in just a moment. However, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I do record this during the Asia session, so if you're opening up this YouTube video in London, just go back about 12 candles, and you should be right where we started the presentation. All right, so a little bit about myself. Well, when I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I have to tell you, I was watching an infomercial at 2 a.m. in the morning and became absolutely fascinated with this commercial that, infomercials last about 45 minutes. Anyhow, I went to the seminar, and ever since, I was hooked. Those were the days when you had to pay for data. There was no MT4 charts where everything was for free. You had to pay for data. It was really amazing. And now we're so advanced in our technology. It's absolutely wonderful. So what kind of a trader am I? Well, one, I'm a pullback trader. I like to see a trade do a move, give me a pullback. I use the Fibonacci tool a lot. And I look for a fib level, and I take the trade from there. However, I do listen to fundamentals, and I do listen to them a lot. I pay for a news feed that's 24 hours a day, and as you can see, they talk 24 hours a day anytime there's data coming up or coming out, and it's just really absolutely wonderful. I'm not saying you have to do that. However, I do moderate a live trading room, I do live blogs and live tweets during the day as part of my position. Plus, I trade for myself. Also, so it's really important that my fundamentals is intact. I need to know what's going on. And so I take my fundamentals, and then I take my technical analysis. When we talk about technical analysis, we talk about charts. We're talking about looking at candlestick patterns, right? Those tell a story, possibly where price action is going. I talk about price action, price structure, price failure, levels. Price levels repeat themselves in Forex. So if you have levels marked on your charts, it is really great. The nice thing is you can get a demo account, right, even through us at fxclearing.com, and you can use that just for levels. Like my live trading charts are clean charts. There's very little on my charts. But I have a separate platform that just has levels on it. So I would go to that first, look at my levels before I enter a trade, and make sure the probabilities of success is on my side. So I put two of these together, and I come up with a trade plan. Once a trade plan is ready, I enact the trade plan, and I wait, right? I love when traders email me and tell me how boring Forex is. They're doing the right thing. Forex is boring. If you take the amount of times you click on the mouse to take a trade out of I'm in front of I do this business probably 11 hours a day. Doesn't mean I'm sitting in front of a computer 11 hours a day, but I guarantee I have my iPad with me or my iPhone, and I can bring up charts and see what's going on, and I can activate trade plans. However, I don't do that on the road. I do that on my desk with my other computers, so I want to verify what's going on. All right, that's a little bit about myself. I give you a little bit more information than I normally do. I will tell you that I do trade the New York session only for about 2 hours, and I do not trade Forex. I trade options. So I am diversified in my trading, and I strongly suggest that you look into possibly trading options. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex and any other markets. Traders, remember this is a game of capital preservation. Please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, if you don't have capital in your account the next day, you cannot trade live, right? Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's get over to some good stuff. News and commentary. Wow, we had such a great NFP number, and I talked about this yesterday. On Friday, what was it, 255,000? The hourly average range average was real high, and it was a great improvement. I think the Fed looks at that more than they look at the actual number, to be honest with you. And then Monday, remember I told you what was going to happen, that I suspected that everything's going to pull back. Well, you know what? It also happened in the financial markets. And the Dow 30 closed negative 0.8%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.09%. The NASDAQ closed negative 0.15%. And the small cap 2000 closed negative 0.11%. Again, I take this to all about pullbacks. Now, we are still in earnings seasons. And the big thing that I read was that the Gap and the Banana Republic had earnings, and they were horrible. Absolutely horrible. And that sort of like slanted the market in the opposite direction. A lot of people concerned over what Tokyo is going to do, Abbey's going to do, Kuroda's going to do about their Forex, and when are they going to really kick their new stimulus package into gear. So I think people are a little bit on edge about that. Also, oil is creeping its way back up. It's above $43 a barrel. Folks, it's going back to 50. It's going back to 50. A Saudi prince, I'm pretty sure, it was a Saudi, I'm sorry, I was wrong. It was the OPEC president stated yesterday that in H2 that oil will increase in price, and this is just a temporary move where oil is so low. So apparently they have something up their sleeve. We'll keep an eye out on that. Traders, I got to be honest with you, yesterday's trading was boring, absolutely boring. Price action was very minimal. The only one that really was nice, and we'll take a look at it in just a minute, was the New Zealand dollar. What a great trade plan we did yesterday, and worked out more, gave us more pips than we thought. And no, I did not get in it. Shame on me. But, oh well, it is what it is. All right, let's take a look at the euro dollar. Just absolutely nothing here, folks. Just absolutely sideways. Has done nothing, since the beginning of the week. We're still looking for this pullback up to the R2 pivot. We'll get in at 1.1121. We can get out at the daily pivot if we still have this confluence, because we got a 55, a 10 exponential moving average, and a daily pivot all at the same place. So it's going to take some power to get this thing through that. If it does, take it down to the S2 pivot at 1.1058. This is a really sweet trade. We know the euro is weak. We want to sell this, folks. We do not want to buy it. I don't even want to buy it if it's going up to S2. I want to sell the euro dollar. My bias is bearish, and we got to stay that way. All right, let's take a look at the Great British Pound. The funny part, we talked about this yesterday. It's bearish. We know that, right? But it's just not moving. Look at these candles. They're so small and wimpy and the whole 9 yards. Look at the daily pivots. They're so tight. They're so close together. That's an issue. There's no price action, okay? So we need a pullback, and we need a pullback up to this S2, R2 pivot. I'll get it right. And that 200 exponential moving average, which is the green line. We can get in this at 1.3131, and we'll get out at the S2 reversal pivot at the 1.2954. And I'm not worried about the trip down getting through this 55 and 10 EMA, because that will open up by that time. And the candles are so wimpy, I don't think we're going to have an issue getting through that price level. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie. Aussie's playing its little game now. Little up move for a couple of days. Now, don't get crazy, traders. This is not a bullish pair, okay? This is not a bullish pair. You remember I told you yesterday that we had news out of China. Well, guess what? We have news out of China again today. They're the only ones with high impact data releases today, and they have CPI today. So again, we might see another bump up. However, I trade what my bias is, and I do that by higher time frames. And my bias is that this pair is bearish. It's in a perfect spot to take this to the downside. The only thing I don't like is the 10 exponential moving average is below the current candle. I'd like to see that above the current candle. So I'm looking for a red candle. I'd like to see that 10 AMA move. I'd like to get in this at 0.7660, and we'll take it all the way down to the 200 exponential moving average at 0.7616. I'm not worried about the 55 or the daily pivot. There's very little price action left of the chart, and I think we can take this down and have a nice trade. However, data is going to be a factor today with China's data coming out late in the Asia session. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie, one of my favorites. You know, I mentioned yesterday that once this gets in a move, it does its thing, and this was a trade that actually worked yesterday. Your key was that 10 moving across the 55, and you would have just taken this all the way down. Data with the big red candle was a factor yesterday. So here we are, and we're just going to let this baby sort of like regroup itself. I'd like to see it pull back up to the daily pivot point at 1.4513. We'll get out at 1.4441. So, you know, it's a nice 70 pip trade. Just need price action to work for us. I really don't want to sell from here, folks. This 44.41, if you open the chart up on a 1 hour chart or a 2 hour chart, it's significant. And I really don't, I want to make sure I got plenty of pips and I'm break even before I get to that support area. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the euro yen. And we're in a spot to trade this to the downside. You know, I'd like to get in at 113.43. After I looked at it, it's really not going to be logical. We're probably looking at 113.30. We got to get past this 200 exponential moving average. Not worried about the 55. It's already spiked it. But the 200, if you look left of the chart, there's plenty of price action and plenty of junk to get in our way. So just want to, we want to get rid of that. We definitely want to get rid of that. All right, so what are we going to do with this little thing, this euro yen? Well, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch data, fundamentals. Folks, you don't have to pay for news feeds. There's free news feeds. Some of them are because you're not paying for it. They're delayed maybe 30 seconds. And, but you get news data and a moderator. Most of them start for the London session. Mine starts, it's 24 hours a day. Because I need Asia. I'm a big Asia trader, so of course I live in Asia, right? That makes sense. But most of them start their news feeds, their moderated feeds for London Open, and check with your broker. A lot of your brokers provide that for free, and check with your broker and see if they have a news data feed. I'm really pleased to tell you that a lot of brokers now are giving you live data feeds. For news. So just keep an eye on that. All right. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Here's a New Zealand dollar. Now, this is in a weird spot here. We're sort of like in a lot of Forex junk right here if you look left of the chart. However, the trade yesterday worked really nice. This was a nice trade yesterday. Worked very well. Went sideways, pulled back up late in New York, and now we're sideways in Asia. And this is ready to go. I just need something to go on. So I need to see a couple of bearish red candles that will take out some of these other candles and show me it wants to come back down. My bias in this is bearish. It's been for a long time, the New Zealand dollar. And, I've been bearish in the New Zealand for a year, if not more. It's just bearish. And the other thing you have to watch is a commodity pair. And, I got to be honest with you, I didn't go back after the yesterday's trade balance came out of China to see if this reacted. But you got to be careful with data. When you talk about the Aussie dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the dollar CAD, if you're looking at oil, always look at the dollar CAD. Now a lot of your platforms are giving you where you can trade the DAX and oil and the S&P on Forex charts, right? And those brokers are providing you that so you can trade those pairs and commodities and stuff. So if you can, just make sure you have your dollar CAD up and keep an eye on the CAD for oil. Remember, The CAD is very big in exporting of oil, so keep an eye on that. Well, trade is right on time to the minute, to the second. We did it in 15 minutes right on time. So the parties. On a Tuesday, it is August 9th, 2016. It's a beautiful day in Thailand, and I hope to get lunch at the gazebo today. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, again, thank you for being with me today, and I'll see you in about 24 hours. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great trading day, and what do I always say? Trade smart and not hard. Take care, traders. Have a great time, and I'll see you in about 24 hours. See you now. Bye-bye.